something good or bad or
Yeah, and exactly,
evil or whatever.
like I said, if you know right from wrong, but that has nothing to do with God. That's your own intellect. That's your own intelligence. Why should you have to feel? Why should anybody have to feel they're under 24/7 observation all the time, every second, by God or anybody else? Any like I told you before, and I told you know dozens and dozens and dozens of people before, just in the last half year alone. Even my own brother, who's still calls himself a Christian somewhat. I said, you don't think it's enough? You have to observe the rules of your own wife, which is fair game. That's fair as fair as your wife. You do some things for her, of course. It's understood. And of course, and then he has to go to work in the factory, 12, 14 hours a day. And then he has to do what his supervisor at work tells him. It's not enough. It's not enough backbreaking work for him, to do a long day's chore for his wife. And then, you know, she can't like even wash dishes. She has a terrible back problem. So he goes home to his wife, does the dishes for her, does the laundry for her after a 12, 14 day of work at the factory. And on top of that, instead of after all that work, instead of giving himself like a 2 hour break, and then he goes to church, or he reads the Bible, or like he can't even like sit back on the sofa with his head back, trying to relax for half an hour to an hour. Instead, he's always doing something for somebody else. That's why I'm against that whole thing about, religion takes all the rest of your time away from you. It takes the focus off of you and puts the focus on Jesus 24/7. And I feel, it's only fair if you're actually could call it your own life, do some things for yourself instead of everything for the church or everything for the factory and so on and so on. There's got to be some kind of fine line between where you actually get to do something for yourself. And it's not about being a Satanist to begin with. It's to me, it's just common sense. It's what comes to the mind after a while. you know but a lot of Christians, they don't accept that. They go, oh no. Some Christians will actually tell you that, oh no, we must live every second for Jesus. And then they put in like God and country for salt and pepper sprinkle to add to it or something. But I mean, I feel anybody with half a brain should have a little good time for themselves to enjoy, not to be doing everything for somebody other than themselves. It's putting yourself last on the list and putting everybody else first on the list before you. It gets to be silly, and then it goes from silly to awkward to ridiculous to beyond retarded. And that's how I view most Christians these days, whether they realize it or not. You know, some people it takes 5 years to realize that. Some people it takes 10 years to realize that. Some people it takes 20, 50 years to realize it. But I would imagine, I would like to hope most people, once in their lives before they die, realize that, hey, wait a second, I should do something for myself, not just what my school tells me, my supervisor tells me, my college tells me, my work job place boss tells me. Do something for yourself. Otherwise, how else can you call it your life? You're always doing something for somebody else other than you, but it's your life. And I guess that's my intro, uh, you know, opening thought on what it is to be yourself. Some people call that satanic thinking because you're not with the church, but I would call it more just true humanistic thinking.
Well, I don't think that's not any
You know,
reasoning of any kind. It's just your opinion. Yeah, right.